I am Zazubaar, here to do a little fan theory video, something that I don't do very often. In fact, the only time that I think I did do it was in fact to debunk a fan theory. So I'm mixing things up, kids, and if my background has given any indication, today we're doing a fan theory about Dragon Ball Z. Yes, indeed, a loved franchise from my childhood. I've done many videos on it. Most of them are on Super DM64's channel, so you can hop over to his channel if you want to see those, including a recent 3-hour review of Dragon Ball Z Fukkatsu no F, better known in America as Resurrection F. So if you want to hear me talk longer about Dragon Ball Z than I will be doing today, jump over to that video, because it's probably going to be better than this one, because fan theory plus Dragon Ball Z equals trouble. Because the Dragon Ball Z fan base is fucking savage, man. They don't take no shit. If they find a theory online about the way something went down in the series that wasn't really explained well, which there's a lot of that, or at least stuff that wasn't made clear, they attack people that don't agree with them. So I'm already expecting to get a lot of hate for this video because it is a Dragon Ball Z fan theory. This doesn't matter. What I'm about to talk about is bullshit. It's just something I was thinking about when I was rewatching Dragon Ball Z recently, particularly the Boo stuff, and whether or not I'm right or wrong doesn't matter because all of this is fiction and can be changed whenever and by whoever has the rights to it. So don't take it too seriously. I'm just doing this to have fun. I hope you'll have fun listening to me explain this fan theory. So without any further ado, let's just dive right in, shall we? So Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is known for two things mainly. Number one, being the Dragon Balls, 7 mystical orbs that summon the magical dragon Shenron to grant the discoverer a single wish. There's all kinds of fan theories and issues that can be brought up about Shenron, but we ain't talking about Shenron today. Today we are talking about the second most famous part of Dragon Ball Z, the Super Saiyan transformations. And it's so popular that it caused me to kick my camera out of just sheer awe at its popularity. So the Super Saiyan transformation, I would argue, is now more well known as an aspect of DBZ's lore than the Dragon Balls to the general public, even though the Dragon Balls are the thing that Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and GT and Super and all that are based around. However, that changed over the course of Dragon Ball Z during the Frieza saga, when the show introduced a brand new concept. Well, brand new, it was sort of played around with in different ways earlier, but the idea of transformations became popular during the Frieza saga. Frieza had transformations, Piccolo could fuse with people, and that was kind of like a transformation, and Vegeta would not stop banging on about this thing called the legendary Super Saiyan, which was some myth that the Saiyan race had, that one day one of their warriors would rise up and overthrow the oppressive forces of the galaxy, namely Frieza, who had been oppressing their race, and he would beat the crap out of them and make things better. And Vegeta thinks that it's him because he is the Prince of all Saiyans. But of course, it didn't turn out to be Vegeta at that point. And of course, it turned out to be Goku, who during his epic fight with Frieza transformed into a Super Saiyan and changed pop culture and Dragon Ball forever by changing the focus of it. So post Goku's fight with Frieza, the show became almost exclusively focused on the Super Saiyan transformations and pretty much exclusively focused on the characters who were or could become Super Saiyans. So Goku, being the main protagonist of the show, every single time that something happened, it would just basically be, okay, can I stop this with the Super Saiyan? Nope. Alright, I gotta get to the next level of Super Saiyan. So the Cell Saga, following Frieza Saga, is all about Goku trying to get to the next level of Super Saiyan. Or at least that's what he talks about, and that's what he tells everybody. Vegeta's trying to do the same thing after he goes Super Saiyan in the early stages of the Cell Saga. But he's not the second Super Saiyan. The second Super Saiyan, of course, was his future son Trunks, but that's a whole other can of worms that I'm not going to explain now, because if you're watching this video, you probably already know Dragon Ball Z, so we won't even get into that. But during the Cell Saga, Goku was trying to basically do a couple of things at the same time, all involving the Super Saiyan transformation that he had done 3 years prior on Namek. Or is it 5 years prior? They're a little bit vague about the time in between Namek and the beginning of the Cell stuff. But whatever. Again, not important to this video. So Goku was trying to do a bunch of things, including become an Ascended Saiyan, which is the level beyond Super Saiyan, but most fans consider not to be a Super Saiyan 2. Whatever. But basically, I'm going to call it a Super Saiyan 2 because it's just going to be easier for my own sanity. He was trying to turn his son Gohan into a Super Saiyan in order to better his odds against Cell, since that way, you know, the more Super Saiyans, the merrier. And also try and get Gohan to surpass the normal Super Saiyan level. Goku runs into a problem. He becomes an Ascended Saiyan, isn't happy with it, because when he powers up, not only does his energy increase, but his muscles also get bigger and makes it difficult for him to move. So he wants to become an Ascended Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, without the muscles weighing him down. That's his goal, so to speak. So that's why he wants Gohan to try and do it, because he figures for some reason that I don't remember, probably just because, you know, DBZ was always trying to play up how much power Gohan had inside of him that he just couldn't tap into, unless he was pissed, that he could do what he, Vegeta, and Trunks could not do, which was become an Ascended Saiyan. So anyway, during the course of all that, Goku figures the best way to be able to master the Super Saiyan power is to be able to do it all the time, meaning he wants to have so much control over it that he just wants to be able to be a Super Saiyan forever, at all times. So that way he's able to master and regulate his power, I think is the explanation. So Goku does that, is a Super Saiyan all the time, and is training with Gohan to go off and do the Cell games. The Cell games begin. After 9 days, Goku tries to fight Cell, can't do it. Gohan tries to fight Cell, can't do it at first, transforms into a proper Super Saiyan 2, and defeats Cell. With the help of dead Goku. Voluntarily dead Goku, by the way. Having just rewatched the end of the Cell games, I forgot that Goku voluntarily remains dead because he's a fucking lunatic and a terrible father and kind of a terrible person when you break him down bit by bit. But anyway, we all still love him because he's just so goddamn charming. But anyway, so why do I bring all this up? You saw the title of this video, you know what it's about, so let's just get right into it. Over the course of the 9 days prior to the Cell games, Goku and Gohan spend most of their time relaxing, actually. Goku says that we need to chill, we can't beat Cell right now, but if we chill for a while, I promise you all, we will have a better chance at being able to defeat Cell. So for like 6 days, they just chill. They don't train, nothing, they just chill out. As Super Saiyans, mind you, since Goku was still trying to do that, maintain Super Saiyan at all times. So he and Gohan are both still Super Saiyans, and they're just hanging around Mount Pals, just fucking chilling, stopping General Tao for some reason, because he's back, and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. So anyway, including in the next saga of Dragon Ball Z, 7 years later, called that off the top of my head because I'm an impressive nerd, we learned that Goku, prior to dying during the Cell games, conceived another child with Chi-Chi in ways that I don't understand. I don't know how that shit works. Probably was a stork. Gives birth to a son named Goten, who looks exactly like Goku did when he was a kid. Because it's cute and ironic and all that. And at the time, Toriyama was trying to switch the focus away from Goku and Gohan to Goten because he was younger and he wanted to make the show more like Dragon Ball, which is very apparent if you watch the Buu Saga. So, Goten is the second son of Goku, and probably most infamously to fans, is also, I think, still holds the record as being the youngest Super Saiyan ever. Nobody ever took it away from him. Trunks is older than he is. He became a Super Saiyan roughly around the same time, but again, he's older, so he's still the younger Super Saiyan. And we never saw Pan go Super Saiyan, so still the youngest Super Saiyan. Okay, this causes problems, of course, because the Super Saiyan transformation is supposed to be incredibly difficult, and also one is only supposed to appear every 10,000 years, which Goku, of course, broke as a trend because Goku did it, then Vegeta did it, then Trunks did it, then Gohan did it, then Goten did it. So we're gonna basically ignore all of the other Super Saiyans just to keep this as brief as possible, and also we will be mentioning them for reference in order to explain why Goten being a Super Saiyan Makes absolutely no goddamn sense. So, or does it? But we'll get to that. So, the Super Saiyan transformation is supposed to be incredibly difficult. Even Gohan is shocked, and Chi-Chi is shocked, and Vegeta is shocked when both Goten and Trunks reveal that they can turn into Super Saiyans at 7 and 8 years old. It's crazy. It took Goku everything that he had to become a Super Saiyan. And, it changes based on who's doing it, but the consistent trend among Super Saiyans seems to be this. They require a very specific amount of variables in order to become Super Saiyans, and it's not just training. Training is part of it, obviously. They have to be good fighters. But more of it has to do with rage level and also personal damage. Whenever we saw a Super Saiyan transformation prior to Goten and Trunks, it always happened in a moment of pure rage, and also when it looked like said Saiyan was about to fucking die. When Goku turned into a Super Saiyan on Namek against Frieza, he had just watched what he thought at the time was 2 of his friends getting killed. In reality, it was only 1. And also his son about to be killed as well. So, and also he was massively damaged by Frieza. So, that then provided the necessary emotional motivation to become a Super Saiyan. The first Super Saiyan in 10,000 years, and the first proper Super Saiyan, nobody really ever talks about this, but the Super Saiyan prior to Goku and Vegeta and all them was always an Uzaru, was always the giant monkey that the Saiyans would turn into when the moon was full. There had never been a Super Saiyan like Goku was, where his normal state had been turned into a Super Saiyan. It was always an Uzaru. So, those are the things that you need for a Super Saiyan transformation. At least that's what we thought at the time, and that was the rules. When Trunks went Super Saiyan, in the history of Trunks, I'm talking about future Trunks, also, massive amount of training and a moment of pure emotional rage to provide the necessary oomph to create the Super Saiyan. Gohan and Vegeta, both the same thing. Vegeta, weirder, although if you read into it, it makes more sense. Usually when you see somebody go Super Saiyan, it's out of rage of the loss of somebody else. But Vegeta being as selfish as he is, of course, it's his own life being in danger that prompts the transformation. So, I guess that makes sense for him. Although Vegeta's initial Super Saiyan transformation will always bother me because of how easy it was. But anyway, well, easy, but whatever. We're not going to get into Vegeta now. We can do him as another video. But that's my point. And Gohan as well. Massive amount of training, massive amount of physical damage, massive amounts of emotional motivation led him to becoming a Super Saiyan, and then more so when he became a Super Saiyan 2 during his fight with Cell. So, let's get to Goten. What prompts his transformation? Chi-Chi kicks him, and that's it. So, after Goku dies in the Cell games, Chi-Chi forces Gohan to focus on his studies, because Gohan was always supposed to be a scholar, not a fighter. But Chi-Chi had no control over that. He's Goku's son, he's going to be a fighter. So, post the Cell games, though, Chi-Chi is able to convince him to just exclusively focus on his studies. He pretty much seems to give up his martial arts training. At least that's what's implied. And Chi-Chi then has him focus on that life. And then with Goten, however, how I guess you can read into it being like her wanting to honor her husband's memory. Teaches Goten some fighting techniques and trains him. Again, presumably out of respect for Goku's memory. So, during this training session, as I said, Chi-Chi accidentally kicks Goten and he turns into a Super Saiyan. In the most unextravagant way, by the way. Usually when somebody turns into a Super Saiyan for the first time, it's big, it's epic, the muscles bulge out, the energy explodes, and they turn into a Super Saiyan. Not the case this time with Goten, though. Goten just sort of has a fade transformation, like his hair just sort of fades into the Super Saiyan hair. And he's just a Super Saiyan. He doesn't even have the aura. Excuse me, by the way. So, that's kind of bullshit. And even Gohan calls that out as bullshit when Goten shows him that he's a Super Saiyan. Because he's like, you're so young, you don't have a lot of training, how the hell did you do this? And Goten gives no explanation. You could say the same thing about Trunks as well. Kid Trunks now. Present, current timeline Trunks I'm talking about. The actual son of Vegeta and Bulma in the timeline of the show. He is also able to go Super Saiyan at that time. But again, he's older, so we'll ignore him for now. And also, I have no fan theory as to why Trunks can do that, so we'll ignore him for now. Let's focus on Goten. So, is there an explanation? Is there a reason why Goten is able to go Super Saiyan? Not really, but I can bullshit to find a reason. So, what's my bullshit reason? What is the fan theory, as this video promises and has taken 15 minutes for me to get to? Well, basically, kids, my fan theory is that, as I mentioned before, during the Cell games, Goku was a Super Saiyan the whole time he was preparing for the Cell games. Those whole 9 days prior to the Cell games, he was a Super Saiyan the whole time, and he was able to regulate that power completely and fully. Now, what does that mean? Well, you jump over to the Buu Saga, we're introduced to Goten, and we're given an explanation as to when Goten was conceived, and it was right before the Cell games. Probably during those 9 days. Almost definitely while Goku was still a Super Saiyan. Meaning that the stork, because that's how that works, dropped off Goten when Goku was still a Super Saiyan. Alright, fuck it. Goku fucked Chi-Chi as a Super Saiyan. That to me seems to be the case. So, what does that mean exactly? Well, my fan theory is that because when Chi-Chi and Goku conceived Goten, Goku was a Super Saiyan. That means to me that because of that, Goten physically just has the Super Saiyan energy and power and ability sort of just woven into his genetic makeup, where it's almost like if you are a heroin addict and you give birth to a child as a heroin addict. That child will most likely be born with a heroin addiction. That's just science, kids. That's science 101. So, what if in the Dragon Ball Z universe, if you are in the midst of a if you have a transformation turned on when you do the dirty, then I presume that any children that will be conceived from that would have whatever that transformation was built into their makeup. So, meaning that Goten is able to transform into a Super Saiyan so young and with so little training because it's built into his genetic makeup, because when he was conceived, Goku was a Super Saiyan. I just blew all y'all's fucking minds now, didn't I? Didn't I? Probably not. I'm probably not the first person to propose this theory. I'm probably the very last. So we'll see. You'll let me know in the comments. So that's my fan theory, that Goten is able to transform into a Super Saiyan so easily because Goku was a Super Saiyan when he was conceived. Maybe no, that couldn't be true of Trunks because Vegeta became a Super Saiyan after Trunks was born. So fuck you, Trunks. You don't get no fan theory at the moment. But yeah. So I think that makes sense. That's the best thing I can possibly come up with in universe to explain why Goten's able to do it so easily and so nonchalantly, and also have such a natural control over it. That's the other thing. He and Trunks seem to have no differences in personality at all when they turn into Super Saiyans. Usually when Saiyans do that, there's a little bit of a personality change where they seem a little bit more serious, and Goku and Vegeta less so as over time, and Gohan too, because they got used to it again. But especially initially, when Super Saiyans transform, they're very serious and very intent on fighting because that's what that transformation is for. So I think that might also explain why Goten is able to do that as well, where he's just sort of calm and still childlike when he's a Super Saiyan. Does that mean that I still like it? They bastardize and abuse the Super Saiyan transformation so badly in the Buu Saga, and even a little bit in the Cell Saga, but less so. They still kept the rules pretty consistent during the Cell Saga. But the Buu Saga really did kill it for me. Anyway, so that's my bullshit fan theory on why Goten is able to turn into a Super Saiyan. Maybe. Is it true? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what Toriyama was thinking. He probably would have explained that, though. Nah, he probably wouldn't have, actually. So you know what? Yeah, that's what Toriyama meant. I know for sure. He's a close personal friend of mine. We hang out on the weekends. We fucking toss a six-pack together. We fucking... Because that's how people describe that, tossing a six-pack. We do that. So anyway, so that's going to do it for my fan theory on why Goten can turn into a Super Saiyan at 7 years old. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I can only do so much. I'm only human. But anyway, hopefully you did enjoy. And definitely leave a comment down in the comment section, because that's where you leave those. if you agree with my fan theory, my bullshit, probably not true fan theory. So if you do happen to agree, and if you have seen this theory posited in other places, please do let me know. I would like to know if I'm the first one to posit this theory. Again, I doubt it, but that would be cool, so be sure to let me know. So anyway, yeah, what do you think? Why is Goten able to go Super Saiyan at 7 years old? Is it for the reasons that I just stated? Is it not? Who knows? You'll tell me in the comments. But anyway, until next time, everyone, be sure to check us out podcast every 2 weeks. Be sure to check out Super Damn 64's channel for all of our DBZ movie reviews, including the most recent one, Resurrection F. And also be sure to check out Kaiju Noir and Gorzard's channel for all other SOS-related material, including Shoe Watch and whatever the fuck David's doing, if anything. So, until next time, everyone, thank you very much for watching, as always. I'm Bill Worster, a.k.a. Zazubaar, reminding you to not conceive your children when you are a Super Saiyan, because that can lead to disastrous consequences, or maybe saving the world if Gotenks had worked out how everybody planned. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys all soon.